me set a scene. You've taken the biggest step of your life and set up your business. Opened your doors, your business is running. A few customers have come through those doors, which is fine, but you need to do better than this. But from the beginning, to save money obviously, you decided to do your own marketing. Well, it's just social media, right? I mean, everybody knows how to do that. You've been taking a couple of photos 2 or 3 times a week and you posted them onto your timelines. It's easy. I mean, why should you pay somebody to do that? But it doesn't seem to do much good. Hardly anybody is seeing the posts. In fact, you're glad you didn't pay anybody to do that. Obviously, you're not doing it right. So, the thought crosses your mind that you need some professional help from somebody who knows what they're doing. So, you go and Google marketing agencies. You look through the list and they all promise the same things. It's all overarching SEO, optimized social media, gobbledygook, this and everything else. Each one is boasting that only they are the ones that are offering the solution to getting customers through your door. But it all seems to be a bit talk a lot, charge a lot, get locked into a lot. You're not feeling comfortable, so you browse some more. Sure enough, they do all say the same thing. So what they're saying has got to be the right answer, hasn't it? Well. Hello again. My name is Lawrence and I run Aktileda. It's a marketing business that's been running for more than a decade now, but I built it on a lifetime of business experience. This is the second vlog in our ActiBiz series, and in this series I take a look at marketing from a different angle and I ask some unusual questions. And what prompted this vlog was seeing yet another new digital marketing agency open in my local town. And I thought, how did we ever get into this techno-paranoid world? And that's what I'm going to talk about today. It's actually a nice follow-up from my previous vlog. In that one I go into the roots of how marketing began. I talk about how communities grew and how a technology as simple as printing drove marketing to split into 2 separate disciplines, passive and active. And this is actually how social media marketing came into existence in the first place. Now, hold that thought while I take another look at those roots and see how the business world got stuck into techno-paranoia syndrome. If you think about marketing, then techno-paranoia describes it. Marketing at the moment is horribly internet media technology driven. The marketing community has even developed its own language to describe their work. I call it techno-jargon. It's a collection of mostly meaningless words designed to confuse clients as far as I can see. It's no wonder the marketing industry gets such a bad rap these days. Well, let's look way back at the original status quo of business in small communities. All businesses were local. Everyone knew the baker, everyone knew the butcher, everyone knew the ostler. Then communities grew. People moved out of the self-sustaining small communities and began to live in suburbs. Business types became more diverse to cater for suburban sustainability. The number of businesses grew as the number of potential customers grew that could travel in from those suburbs to support them. And this introduced a whole new ball game into the business world. Competition. Competition has two facets: the provider and the consumer. The provider facet is obvious. Just think of two businesses on the same street selling the same product, each one simply wanting to sell more than the competitor. So it's the basic bigger, better, cheaper. That's the challenge. But the consumer competition facet is a bit more complicated. When a remote consumer needs a product, where to buy it from becomes an important question. Factors like convenience, location, quality, and the all-important customer experience all come into play. Now, because the consumer is now remote from the supplier, it can only be the information that the consumer can find about each supplier that can guide the decision of which business to buy from. So the need for business information became very important to everyday life. From the consumer's point of view, it looks like the information is competing, not the business. The bigger the community, the bigger the business center. The bigger the business center, the more similar businesses sprang up. The more similar businesses there are, so consumers need to access so much more information about these businesses. And as we all know, scientists and engineers have solved the problem of access to information with personal and very smart cell phones. Route them to the internet and they can run Google search apps. Attach ChatGPT and you can ask questions and get instant answers on just about any subject. We've come to rely on the instantly available sources of information to such an extent that all else has lost relevance. And so we get locked into life's techno-paranoia syndrome. As lives become more hectic and more high speed, so time becomes less abundant, so instant access to information becomes ever more important, and round we go, getting faster and faster and relying on technology more and more to keep up with the information packed into the pace of life. And that's why the world is so obsessed with cyberspace technology. But the cell phone has never been the driver of technology, nor the cause of techno-paranoia. The basic need to know where to buy provisions was one of the primary drivers of our technical revolution. We'll never go back to the good old days when knowing that friendly Mr. Brown the butcher was the actual reason that you went to his shop. Actually, that's not true, although an awful lot of marketing agencies would have you believe it. We've actually been through a couple of mini techno revolutions before. Many of us old guys will remember the music synthesizer revolution. Those clever synths were going to totally replace traditional musical instruments. Bows and strings were destined to be relics from history, which of course didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Because music is created and listened to by humans. No matter how wonderful those digits are, moving air with strings and wind provides the best listening experience. And seeing people move those strings provides a better viewing experience. And it's the same in business. You do business with people, not algorithms. No matter how wonderful that digital marketing is, if you arrive at a shop and find a scruffy, disorganized heap with ill-mannered staff, you won't stay long. In other words, the real-world customer experience has instantly overruled every piece of cyberspace information, whether that information is marketing or music. Over the years, I've learned a golden rule. Marketing is 1/4 digital and 3/4 customer experience. Digital marketing is your passive store of media information. Done properly, yes, it really can bring potential customers to your door, but nothing more. Customer experience will bring those potential customers through your door, turn them into customers, and bring them back for more. So when you go looking for a marketing agency, don't get trapped into the techno-paranoid syndrome of thinking that the world hangs from cyberspace. You do business with humans, not algorithms. Marketing is all about people and how to influence them. The important part of your marketing is the 3/4 that's in the real world and at your venue. In the next vlog, we'll look at the human retail process and how to prepare your marketing to accommodate it. In the meantime, don't get techno-paranoid, and a subscribe and a follow would be awesome. So, enjoy the rest of your days. Cheers.